This is Justin.
And this is Haley, and you're listening to The Price of Avocado Toast.
We're a married millennial couple wanting to normalize conversations about money. We want to hear about your highs and your lows.
The do's and the don'ts on your path towards financial freedom. Hi, Toasties. Welcome to The Price of Avocado Toast.
Whether you're a first-time listener or you've been following us from the start of this thing, we are so glad to have this conversation with you today. Welcome to Season 2 of The Price of Avocado Toast.
Season 2. Cheers.
We've made it. We're here.
I'm going to try not to hit my
Cheers.
mic when I take this drink.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
All
Okay.
right.
So it's Season 2. We've had like a month and a half break. Huge things happened for us.
Yeah. Really kind of crazy.
Yeah, but we're here now, and our podcast is getting rolling again, and I'm excited. I posted on Twitter about how excited I am.
You did?
Yeah, this is fun. It's a cool hobby, and we get to spend time together, and we get to talk to people and meet new people, and it holds us accountable. It's just a cool thing to do.
Is it extra fun because it's summertime?
I don't know. I like doing it during the year, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's cool in the summer, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just saying, I'm not getting yelled at right now. Justin never yells at me, but we're recording at 10 p.m., and this would not happen during the school year.
It wouldn't. It would certainly be earlier, but that's okay. That's all right. We survived. Anyways, we're so glad you guys are here. We missed you all tremendously. If you've been following us from the start, you know, though, that our family had some big changes, so it was important for us to take a month and a half off, but I don't know about you. I feel recovered and rejuvenated and ready to go.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I feel ready to tackle this season. So we may have some new people who've never heard our story. Would you mind recapping our big financial story in a quick, not quite elevator pitch because it needs to be longer than that, but a quick little snippet of our story? Because we have a pretty crazy one. And if people have never tuned in, they might be kind of confused.
Yeah, we do have a crazy story, and I hope that there's new listeners here because that'd be great to get some new listeners at the start of Season 2. But anyways, for those of you that are new here, we are Haley and Justin. We're a married millennial couple, parents of 2. And the reason we started this podcast was because we have made just about every single money mistake that there is that a young married couple could make. So our story begins about 6 years ago. I received a wrongful death lawsuit after my grandmother passed away from mesothelioma. That lawsuit was for $1 million, but after legal fees, I was awarded $600,000. And our story is all about how we spent that money and the unwise choices we made that landed us into extreme debt and just stress and fear over money. And now we are scratching and clawing and fighting our way out of it. And Season 1 ended with an incredible finale of us choosing to sell our home in the Bay Area and put that money towards our debt. So now we are starting Season 2 almost completely debt-free. And there's an asterisk by the almost because it's like basically debt-free, but that's where we're at. So if you're new here, welcome. If you think you've made mistakes, I promise you we've made more of them. Go back to Season 1, listen to episodes 1 through 3, and you'll hear all about the crazy places that we've been in our money journey and how we got to where we're at now. I don't regret any of it because our mindsets have changed so much. But I think episodes 1 through 3 will give you just a great insight into our world and where we've been.
Also, our 2020 recap episode is a quick snippet also. But yeah, we've done it. We've done it all, and I also don't regret things. We've paid off $131,000 and some change in 2 years.
Pause. Say that number one more time.
Do you want to know the real number?
I mean, I'm okay with this big number. That big number sounds sexy.
There's a little more. $131,000 and some change in 2 years. But we literally liquidated our assets. We sold our cars, 2 cars, paid off cars, and we sold our house, and
But that's the mindset that it takes. That's
the
what it
ultimate
took.
sacrifice. Not everyone has to go sell their house, but that's how badly we want it out.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to go on their journey their own way. That's the way we did it. We're a little extra, but I mean, we started with $600K, so it was extra from the beginning.
That's so exciting. Now, the crazy thing is I said there's an asterisk next to the almost, because we're not totally.
We're virtually
We're
debt-free.
virtually at it. That's what we like to say. We're virtually out of debt because we still do have $90,000 worth of student loans. We are waiting for young Joey B, aka President Biden, to decide what he wants to do about student loans. We have the $90,000 in the bank. We are waiting to throw it at student loans, but they're still in deferment right now. The interest is not gaining, so we are waiting to see if anything's going to happen there. But we are virtually debt free because we're sitting on that money waiting. Our plan is to pay them off in October. If it gets extended to next year, I mean, I don't have a problem waiting again. As long as Congress wants to kick it down the road, I'm okay waiting. And the philosophical discussion around student loans and paying them versus not paying them versus, forgiving all that debt, we can talk about that another day. The point being, we're virtually debt free because we have that money in our bank and we've planned to pay them off.
Can I have a high five?
High five.
So we can't quite say we did it, but we did it.
We basically did it. I think if you ask the Toasties that have been here since season 1, they'd be like, yeah, you guys did it. You're debt free.
As long as we don't. The only thing that would F this up would be us spending that money
Yeah.
from our house, which is not going to happen.
Not gonna
But that
happen.
would be the only thing that could make it not happen.
For
So
sure.
by the end, we will have paid off. Are you ready?
Yes.
Drum roll.
Brrr. Like Clark Griswold. I'm
Oh.
back to. Brrr. I love it.
$222,000.
$222,000 in debt. Wow.
Yeah.
Again,
Ouch.
if you're new here, listen to episodes 1 through 3 because it just tells you exactly where he came from. And that's a hard number to hear, but I know that there's so many people that listen to us that maybe have close to that in student loan debt or maybe not so much, but they see some of the choices we made and it gives them encouragement and
Yeah.
we get encouragement from them. It's just such a cool community and I really like that we're transparent about that because I think a lot of people get strength from hearing that number.
People also are so deeply ashamed of even having just $20,000 of credit
For
card debt.
sure.
Whatever the amount of debt they have, it still hurts and it feels like a heavy weight on their shoulders. So whether you have $200,000 of student loans from dental school, $10,000 of credit card debt, or you just happen to have a car loan, whatever your amount of debt is, it can be conquered. You can do it too.
Yeah. And we share our numbers in the interest of transparency, not because we want, pats on the back of like, great job, Brownwoods family, you did it.
Yeah.
But because we want others to be comfortable having these conversations. We got to that amount of debt because we weren't comfortable having money talks with people who knew more than us
Mhm.
and who could have helped coach us out of bad situations, talk us through maybe making some better choices. So we want to, have listeners on this podcast feel comfortable having those conversations, whether it's with us or friends at home or their family. We want people to understand that money doesn't need to be a taboo topic because when it's taboo, people sometimes make bad choices, right? I hate to compare it to this, but it's the same as when you get, maybe a young child who doesn't have, safe sex talks at home. And then they make really bad choices because they've never had those conversations, right?
But
It's like
it's
we never had
true.
the safe money talk.
But it's
So we
true.
went and made really bad choices. But if somebody had given us the safe money talk, we might not have ended up there. And if we had had those conversations with friends and family, we may not have made some of those decisions. So that's where this podcast was really born from. It's not, an opportunity for us to gloat and share, numbers to try and hype ourselves up. Does that feel good? Sure. But it really comes because the listeners provide us so much encouragement and I hope vice versa.
It is true. And we want to normalize conversations about money, but the little between the lines there, I think we are normalizing the fact that so many people have debt
Yeah.
and we can say it's good or bad, whatever it is, people still have it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It doesn't matter if it's student loans, if it's car loans, if it's a freaking timeshare. Hello, we did that. But it doesn't really matter because
Yeah.
we are all kind of in the same boat. Unless you're one of the very few lucky people who just never managed to get in that spot. So yeah, that's who we are. That's our story. And if you're new, we hope you come back. So anyway, we took about 2 months off, 6 weeks or so, because I just birthed a human.
You
So
did.
we have another daughter.
We do.
Go team.
Yes, beautiful baby Kennedy is about a month old now
Yeah.
that people are listening to this podcast. It's so exciting. She's been with us for a month. She's just a rock star. We're getting good sleep. Um, baby is wonderful, and big sister Calliope loves baby sister, and it's just awesome. I love being a girl dad, and I love seeing you as a mom.
Aw.
Like, our girls are just so cool, so much fun. I'm just
Careful.
blessed.
Careful. I'm going to be ready for a third one, like, right away.
You were ready yesterday. I know that. I know that. We're blessed with 2 easy ones for sure. But yes, we took a break because the baby had to come. And that was just a wonderful time for our family to really have
Yeah,
this
it
time
was
together.
having the baby. That was a big part, but we really needed to decompress from that move because that was a little traumatizing. Selling our house was not the most pleasant experience. So, I feel like I've moved on and now I'm able to just be happy and look at the bank and know that it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, so we ended season 1 with selling our home. That was
Mhm.
the big thing. And that process was a nightmare. And once it was done, you're right, it felt like we need to like recover from it and
Right.
take a break. And so it was actually kind of nice timing that selling the home and the baby were so close because it gave us a really nice button to the end of season 1, and we could take a break and kind of just get our family situated here at our new home.
And you were, yeah, there was just a lot of changes because you were still teaching in our old town.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we sold our house and relocated to a new place. So we are facing some budget changes that have kind of just naturally happened. All of the big expenses that we had from owning a home are no longer part of our budget, but we're finding we're adding all of these random things. And so, to be totally honest, our budget for for April and May was just a disaster. And I give us grace given our situation,
Yeah.
but we're really trying to hone that back in and figure out, okay, we should not be all over the place. So I know a few other people have on the debt free community on Instagram are having these issues too. And ironically, they are newly debt free also. So I think because we have this money, we have a cushion. Like mentally now, we are struggling. It's constantly always going to be a struggle, whether you're in debt or whether you're just trying to stay out of debt. Now it's just like, okay, do we need this? Yes or no? We're not chasing the end goal anymore of getting out of debt. Now we're just living and we're trying not to overlive and spend too much money. So it's been really weird. Our budget has been a mess. We're really trying to be honest and transparent on Instagram. So if you see funny numbers, we are trying to figure it out. And a lot of it has to do with our move. We're in a new place.
Yeah.
We spend so much money now on gas just being really far away from things. And when we lived in Santa Rosa in the Bay Area, everything was 5 minutes away. So we filled the Suburban up once a month. Now it's like 6 times a month. So it's just way different.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say 2 things kind of talking about that point. The first one is I want to thank all the Toasties who supported us, but obviously more specifically you through your pregnancy and towards the end of pregnancy. Our daughter came 4 days late, and a lot of people were super supportive. A couple Toasties sent us some, money to get some dinner and some coffee, and it was just really kind that people cared about us just having a little bit less on our plate. And
Yeah.
so I want to shout out them and the people who sent encouraging words. It was just really nice having that community and having people love and care about us and our family and, the baby getting here safely and being well. And then kind of talking about budget changes, something that I think is super exciting that I'm really, really looking forward to is our episode next week is going to dive into our budget changes a
Yeah.
little bit more and specifically what we did with money from the house. So if you're sitting here like, oh, I want to hear some more about those budget changes or I want to know what you guys did with this money, we're going to kind of tease you on that. We're going to kind of make you sit on it a little bit and we're going to have that be episode 2 of season 2. So you've got to stick around. If you're already locked in and you love our voices, you have to wait for next week to hear some more. But I do want you to know we're going to be transparent both on Instagram and on the podcast because it's really exciting for us to share those things.
You know what we call those now? We as in me.
What's that? What do we call those?
They're nosy Nancy's
Nosy Nancy's.
and judgy Janice's. Someone made these names up, and those are Instagram names. And Nosy Nancy's are people like me who want to know all the numbers. They want to know all
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say, are you
details.
okay? I could see you as a nosy Nancy.
I am Nosy Nancy. But I put up on our Instagram a picture of our new high yield savings account with all of our little sub accounts, and I blurred out how much money. But we'll tell you exactly how much money we have in every little teeny sub account because people want to know what we did with the house proceeds, but they also want to know how they were, divided up and how we maxed out the sinking fund. So people want to know all that. We will give you all of those details next
Yeah, I'm
week.
excited for episode 2 because I think people are gonna be encouraged to hear kind of what we did with the money.
And if you are not like part of the debt-free community and you don't know what a sinking fund is, definitely make sure you tune in.
Yeah, that
I
was
didn't even
eye
know
opening.
I didn't even know what that word was until like I don't know, 2 years ago. I've never heard of it.
And look where we are 2 years later.
Well, I mean, we were not in a good place 2 years ago, so.
We weren't. We were struggling.
So why don't you tell everyone about your job? Because you got a job, and I don't remember if you told people about that on the last episode, but kind of go into the job that you took on because it's really freaking cool, and I'm really excited for you.
It's super dope. I'm going to be teaching 6th grade language arts and social studies at should I say the name of the school, you think?
Probably not.
Yeah, we'll say the name of the school is Redacted. And yeah, I'm really excited to teach. It's a wonderful school that focuses on art in the curriculum. So myself as a language arts and social studies teacher, there's also my teammate who teaches math and science and another teammate who teaches art, and we all three have the exact same amount of time with the students. So they really incorporate art into their curriculum. I'm so excited for that. I have a growth mindset when it comes to art. I'm not particularly good at it, but I'm trying to get better. And I like to think of myself as, a visual and performing artist, from acting and now doing a podcast. So I'm hoping that some of these students enjoy stuff like that, and I can, maybe not tell them my podcast name, but help them do their own thing if they want. But yeah, I'm so excited to teach at this school. But the real reason I wanted to share more about the job with the listeners was because of the interesting way that I fell into the job. And I won't give the background about me, looking at another district and deciding which district, but I do want to give background about how I landed in this district and what I was able to negotiate. Now, we have some killer friends, Mike and Maggie from the Friends on Fire podcast. They're absolutely incredible. I am willing to go on record right now and say it's 1000% in my top 3 podcasts, and I would say it's not number 3. I would say it's number 1. The only reason I can't say it's number 1 is because I'm not sure if I can count our own podcast as number 1.
Ours is in your top 3?
I love our podcast. I said that earlier in
Wow.
the episode. Nonetheless, Mike and Maggie have an incredible podcast. And I've said before that what I really like about their podcast is it feels as though I'm just talking to friends, having a
Totally.
conversation
Friends
about
on
money.
Fire.
Yeah, and they've just been wonderful. So listen to Friends on Fire. I totally support Mike and Maggie. But something that was really cool was I reached out to Mike and I said, hey, Mike, I'm really struggling with deciding which district I want to work in. And I was hoping you could help me compare health benefits. And Mike totally helped me break down the health benefits and was like, yeah, man, this other district has better benefits than the School of the Arts that you're interested in. You're really getting a not fair shake there. And maybe it's, for whatever reasons, but you're going to lose a lot of money. And that was a problem. And the director called me and offered me a job. And I said, I'm so sorry, I can't take that job. I'm going to work for this other district because the benefits are better. And that was on a Monday. And she said, no, I can't accept that. Can you come in Wednesday to meet with me? And I said, well, I'm going to be home with my wife. And she said, bring your wife to the meeting. And so we went to the meeting, and she told us in the meeting, hey, we had that conversation Monday about health benefits not being good. I went and reviewed our health benefits with our business director, and I realized that our health benefits were not equitable for employees that had a family versus employees that were just single. And therefore, we are raising our cap for employees with a family a substantial amount, and it made it to where I felt comfortable staying and comfortable with our family being there. And so I really just wanted to share that story for the listeners so that you guys know the worst somebody can say is no.
Mhm.
The worst thing that director could have said is, "I'm so sorry, Justin. That's just not going to work for us. We wish you all the best in the future. And if you're ever interested in working for us, I'd love to chat more." But she valued me as an educator. She sees my potential and she decided, I'm going to find a way to see if we can make this work. And she was able to. And I think it's really important that people understand the power that they have when they are um, interested in something and wanting to take that risk. Take a risk. The worst thing they can say is no. So, again, shout out to Mike for giving me the information to go and confront this issue and to get it resolved to where my family can stay because I'm so excited to work for this
Oh,
school.
I am thrilled. It's
I'm
going to
so
be
excited.
an amazing position for you. And I honestly never thought negotiating was possible in a position like that, where salaries are set in stone, everything's very like black and white. I didn't think there was any room for negotiation. I went in, Justin said, she invited me. I went with him. We went and had a business meeting. And it was not an Amway business meeting.
Oh my gosh.
But we went in and I was totally like a skeptic. Like there's nothing they can say to convince me to think that this is a better financial move because the numbers did not add up. And then she threw the benefits thing and I was like, "Wow, I hadn't even thought of that." So, even if it's a position where you think you can't negotiate, there might still be room for negotiation because his salary was not negotiated. Those are across the board the same for everybody. Not everybody, but there's a schedule, but the benefits was an option. And that's going to be, I mean, your other school, we paid like $12,000, $13,000 or something ridiculous for the whole year. So if you can budge somewhere on benefits, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, agreed. I'm so excited to get to work for him. I'm
Yeah,
really loving the thought of being there this year.
it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So I have something to talk about. Are
Yes.
you ready?
I'm so ready. Born ready.
Okay, so Justin pushed me when I don't know somewhere last season to talk about my coaching business before he really even like had an idea that I was like gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I announced that I'm going to be starting a financial coaching business and I'm really excited. I'm in the middle of taking a course and really figuring things out. I've made my home office. I'm currently sitting in a very cozy chair that I bought because the other one was really hurting my back. I was also really pregnant, but I'm just really excited to get things started. Are you excited for me? Because you seem really jazzed.
I am super jazzed, and I think it's cool because the course you're in is talking more about finding out what that service looks like for others and what you can provide, but also setting up a business and sorting through what that needs to look like. And I'm just really excited because I think that a lot of people will hear your story not just as my partner and somebody that's been through the money struggles that we've had the last few years, but where you've come from in your life. And they'll connect with the fact that you're just a strong woman. And they're going to see the Haley that I see every single day. And they're going to say, that's somebody who I want in my corner. That's somebody who I want cheering me on. That's somebody who I want coaching me on how I can make this work because I deserve all of the greatness in the world and I know that you can help show them that and give them that.
You're
So
so sweet.
I try so hard. I'm so excited for it.
You're my biggest supporter.
I will
Thank you.
always be your biggest supporter.
Yeah. I'm excited because I don't want to give too much away, but I never want other people, if I can prevent it, to ever have to feel how we felt
Yeah.
when we were at our lowest low.
Yeah.
And that's something, if I can help just one person, and I think we already have just with this podcast, but that makes everything worth it.
For sure.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I mean, like you said, with starting the business, I have no idea how to start a business. So that's really what I'm trying to figure out right now, how to get it put together and going.
Legitimized.
I've never started a business before. I could start coaching tomorrow, but I want things to be like in order. I'm an Enneagram 3. I also have some severe ADHD, so I need things pretty orderly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. People have asked about coaching, and I'm not quite coaching yet, but I'm getting it sorted out.
Yeah. So take the summer and and get coaching, in the fall or like closer towards the winter even. And I'm just excited for you. I think it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see what it turns into. What are some things you're excited about for it?
Ooh, I am I am so excited for whenever I get a phone call or a Zoom call from someone who just like paid off a whole debt.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's just like, oh, I paid off that one credit card, I'm so
Yeah.
excited to just be there for them through the process.
Well, that was something that I really liked about our coach Ryan.
Mhm.
And shout out Ryan, he's a rock star. He's decided to uh, not practice coaching anymore as a service, but more as like a ministry just in life. He wants to help coach people along, and he's in a new marriage, and we wish Ryan all the best. He was a rock star, and if you listen to our episodes from season 1, you'll hear us giving him shout outs all the time because he was just great. But that was something I really liked about him. He celebrated every small success we
Yeah.
had. When we would share something with him, he's like, "That's great, you guys. That's just awesome." He would shoot us a text and be like, "Hey, I saw this on Instagram. This rocks." And that was just cool. That was so cool. And I know that some people are gonna get that same feeling from you. So that's really cool that you say that.
It was really cool having worked with a coach, having someone from the outside who was in on it, but also had an outsider's perspective. We got to sit down, talk numbers, but he wasn't living in our house. He gave us different ideas about things that we wouldn't have even thought of, just the two of us. That was really cool. So I'm excited to just give different insight to people, coach people, and really explore. It's so much deeper than creating a budget. So many people think about financial coaching as, just making a budget and helping you stay on a budget and pay off debt. But there's so much more to it. So I'm excited to explore that with people.
Yeah, well, one of the really strong things for us was the ability, or maybe not the ability, but the change of our mindset
Yeah.
and how our interactions with money and our thoughts around money and our relationship with money totally changed. And Ryan really helped us see that as a coach and helped, present option C. That was the most important thing I've said is
Mhm.
we always thought we had to live with option A or B, but Ryan was able to help us see option C. And that's what happens when you change your mindset, when you change your relationship with money. That's what a good coach can do.
Yeah, you're able to see the other options.
Mhm.
I remember because just the other day, our 1 year thing popped up on my Facebook. 1 year ago, we sold our Forerunner, our paid off car.
Mm.
And the first time I brought up, maybe we should sell the car, it was a hard, absolutely no, I think you're crazy. And then slowly our mindset shifted as maybe that is an option.
Yeah.
That's a little crazy. Yeah, well, then we ended up selling our house, which is a little extra crazy. But
Mhm.
our mindset really expanded to all of the options, not just, you know, getting a second and third and fourth job. There were other things that we could do. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Just kind of working my way through it.
Well, I'm so excited. I think you're going to be wonderful, and I can't wait to see you flourish and to see how you're able to help and impact others. You have such a servant heart. So I mean, it's the teacher in you. I'm excited for you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I completely agree. You have a ton of ADHD, so I'm glad that I can like kick you in the butt and like do it. And I want to say for the listeners, I don't like just throwing around the term like ADHD or OCD as in like, oh, they're just, kind of, no, like Haley actually has been
Yeah.
diagnosed. Like, I'm not just like calling my wife ADHD,
Yeah.
So I think it's good that you have somebody like me who can kick you in the butt and be like, hey, you're an Enneagram 3, go accomplish your goals.
But also, I just want to add, in case there's a judgy Janice listening, I did just have a baby, and Justin is not kicking me in the ass to get started on my business, having just had a baby. So I have definitely taken my time to chill. We're good. We have a home office, so no need to judge Justin on that. He's helping me in a positive way.
Well, thank you. I like to think I'm a good husband and a
You
good
are.
father. Thank you. We're planning time. I'm not just like, hey,
Get
take
off
the
your ass.
baby and go freaking, yeah. No, oh my gosh. Yikes.
You're a nice one. Okay.
Well, thanks.
Well, I think that's a wrap for this week. Next week, we've got Thinking Funds, and I'm really excited.
I'm so excited. I'm so
For-
excited for season 2 in general.
Yeah, you guys, we have a list, like 40 deep episodes. episode ideas, and I'm really excited.
And they can be in season 2 or they can be in season 3. So if you're interested in
Yeah.
joining us on the podcast, if you want to zoom in and have a conversation about money, that's what this podcast is made for. So message us on Instagram, hit us up, and let us know that you'd like to come on, because we would love to schedule an interview with you to talk about money, talk about your relationship with money, maybe something you're interested in, maybe a topic that you think, oh, I'd love to share more. We want to give a platform to others. We're not here to make millions off of the Price of Avocado Toast podcast. We're here to have conversations with people so that these talks are more comfortable. So please message us. We'd love to chat.
And I have a very important announcement to make.
You do?
I do.
Oh, my goodness.
I just thought of this.
Yeah.
But our friends, Garrett and Emily, a.k.a. Baaaaack Shark, they just went to Wyoming and downloaded our podcast officially in Wyoming. And although it's not quite showing on the website yet, I know for sure it happened because they had a geotag saying they were in Wyoming. So it happened. We're in all 50 states now.
Love it.
50 states. And for months, like literally half a year, it was 49 because no one in Wyoming exists, apparently.
Love it. Is Wyoming even a real state?
I mean, 64% of the people on his poll said no, so I'm going to say no.
There it is.
It doesn't show on my Libsyn as downloads, so I'm going to say no.
There it is. Well, cool. We've got all 50 states, plenty of countries. That's just cool that people all around the globe are able to have this conversation.
Yeah, just thanks for listening, guys. You are awesome. You're the reason we came back for a season 2.
So exciting. So exciting. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Price of Avocado Toast. As always, we are so thankful to have had this conversation with you, and we're so thankful to be back after our break because we missed this community. Happy budgeting.
You've got this, Toasties.
Thanks for listening to The Price of Avocado Toast. If you vibed with this episode, share it with a friend that you're comfortable having money talks with. And if you don't mind, we'd love if you could rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
If you're in need of my support as a financial coach, message me on Instagram. I'd love to help in any way that I can. Until next time.